I can't believe people still go to BP for gas. I mean, first of all, they fucking have... Here's how it works at this deep, when you drill this deep. Okay? You have all this gas in this big bubble. And it's this huge amount of pressure because there's no air in there. And what they do is they poke a hole in it. And then the pressure causes the oil to spew out. It's at the bottom of the fucking ocean, deeper than they can even take fucking robot submarines and work on shit. And they drill this huge hole, and there's so much pressure, it just spews out. But it's okay, because when they do this at first, they have a nice tube catching it all. That goes straight up to the oil rig. Well, then there's an explosion, and fucking tube's gone. Now you just got oil spewing out everywhere, and it poisons ocean life. And the worst part of it is that the oil goes straight to the top of the ocean, and that's why we were able to see this huge area where everything's affected. And what does BP do? Well, we don't want the bad publicity, and we're going to say this is for cleanup efforts, which I'll get into that in a second. They spray dispersants onto this oil that, oddly enough, causes it to clump together and fall below the surface of the water. Now, instead of having all this oil on the surface that you can see, you now have clumps of oil drifting to the bottom of the ocean and just floating there. For fish to eat and for shit to die.
What do you mean the tube wasn't there?
I mean, the fucking tube wasn't there. They have an explosion on an oil rig. First of all, this happened in the 70s, by the way. Exact same situation, and actually it was the same oil rig company, Transocean. They've changed their name since the 70s, but it used to be called something else. It's called Transocean now. They had an oil spill happen the exact same way. Rachel Maddow did a piece on it. It shows it happened in the Gulf of Mexico, and it happened in such deep water that they couldn't work on it. Exact same situation. And they tried the same stuff. They tried the top kill method, where they just dump trash and garbage and cement and try and plug the hole up. And we saw that didn't work this last time. They said they were going to try it. Well, they already knew it didn't work because they tried this in the 70s. They haven't improved their methods for working on it. So, okay, they did that. Didn't work, obviously, because it didn't work the last time. Then they try what they call the top hat method, which in the 70s, because they could be a little more racist, I guess, they called it the sombrero for the Gulf of Mexico. Anyway, so they put this funnel on it that's supposed to help capture it up, and then they suck it up into oil ships, you know, and they carry it off. Well, that didn't work because they can't pump it fast enough. They can't get a good amount of pressure in there for it to work. It'll just spew out. They can't cover the hole and just start sucking. So, okay, we saw that didn't work. Then their solution is, well, we'll drill a relief well. Keep in mind, this is fucking 60 some odd days after the oil's been spewing into the ocean at that ridiculous amount of pressure. And they do this relief well, and what they do to solve the problem of drilling in deep water and all the safety precautions they ignore is they use the exact same safety measures to drill 2 holes in the deep water, besides the one that they've got, to relieve the pressure so that they can cap it. And yes, this does eventually work, but it takes 3 months or so to finally have it work. And they knew that this was going to be the chain of events from the beginning, because this happened the exact same way in the 70s.
I just can't get over the fact that too, wasn't there like a safety valve?
Safety valve? Oh yeah, they've got backup valves, and they've actually got a backup for their backup. But both of them failed. Both of them failed. So then what do you do? Well, I guess you wait 60 days and you plug it up after you drill 2 more wells. That's the plan, and we're sticking to it.